Hello.
Happy Thursday, Nick. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I am in the city of brotherly love today in a hotel room, so hopefully internet holds out for me and we're able to do this all well.
Nice, nice. Yeah. So you are in Philadelphia. Did you get some of the cheesesteak situation happening?
Oh, like three of them.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're probably like, all right, I'm done. I don't need any more. Now I need a
I
salad.
do love a good cheesesteak. I do love a
Yeah.
good cheesesteak, but yeah, last night when I had my third one, I did. I got some vegetables too.
Yeah. Well, there you go. All right.
I was
Well,
being a good boy.
yeah. Now I would like a Philly cheesesteak. So anyway, um, yeah, we're coming off our kind of mini summer break. So we were dark for the past 2 weeks. I took a bit of a vacation. I went to the Smoky Mountains, Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area. So that was fun. Kind of take the family around and kind of camp out or not camp out, like get a cabin and do all that and see all that. Lots of bears out that time of year. They were all eating the cicadas, so we saw about 19 bears during the trip.
Wow.
And then I came home to the cicadas here as well. So uh, lots of cicadas. My part of the country, I don't. We missed that super brood past couple years ago, but oh man, it is very cicadas and pull equals bad timing.
Yep.
So lots of maintenance going on there. But yeah,
That's
so
that sounds like fun. Yeah, I did. I was doing the AWS summit in Washington, D.C. last week.
hmm
Got to stay over, got to see the military parade, which, by the way, very, very awesome. The parade had, you know, within the parade, they had people wearing a uniform for every conflict that we've been in. It was very nice, very well done. The downside was most of DC was blocked off, so
can't
trying to go
really
see
do
the
much
National Mall.
probably. Yeah.
Yep, and then went to reinforce here in Philadelphia. Went from DC to reinforce and got stuck because of maintenance issues. So should have been home yesterday afternoon, and I'm still in Philadelphia waiting to fly out of here at some point.
Nice. Well, maybe you can eat another cheesesteak right before you get on the plane.
Might
No.
as well at this point. Frankly,
Yeah.
it'd be irresponsible not to. I mean, the
Yeah.
universe telling me that you need four cheesesteaks, not three.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Well, I guess now that we've caught everyone up on our past few weeks here, I thought that this show we kind of geek out on some hub lab gear and talk about how we can make utilize it within the Cloud Foundry space. Um, there's been a lot of things happening this week earlier. So like Tuesday was the launch of VMware Cloud Foundation 9 or VCF 9. So a lot, the newsways are flooded with all the great features coming out of there. So there's some considerations to talk about with the latest and greatest with VCF 9, vSphere, ESXi 9, all that jazz. And then also just the mini PC format has just gone bonanzas in terms of like the amount of raw capacity you can fit in a relatively small form factor is becoming better and better. And we've even hinted at it before. I think the last official episode we had Keith and Deshaun. We were running through Keith's installer, and we were running on my first generation of mobile lab, which was now a few years back. It looks like a paperweight or an anchor compared to some of these new boxes in terms of size and capacity. So
Well, I
that's
think you're kind of burying the lead there a little bit. I mean,
yeah.
this announcement of VCF 9, right? And
Yeah.
VCF 9. I mean, this is another one of those big shots across the bow. We've been saying for a long time that we're watching companies come back to on-prem and
hmm
private cloud is the fourth cloud.
hmm hmm
This is making that a lot more real. I think this is huge. And of course, from a Cloud Foundry perspective, we don't care. We don't
Yeah.
care where you run, but a lot of people want to see it on-prem, and this is just going to make things even easier.
Yeah. I think it's best on private cloud, or as a Cote, what was it? From Cloud Foundry Day, he had this term, and I can't remember. Like, was it dedicated endpoints or dedicated deploy? There's another term for a private cloud that
Right.
some analysts came up with, and it sounded pretty enjoyable. But yeah, part of this too, part of the gear I'm going to show is kind of my planned next generation of kind of like my VCF 9 plan deployment, so to speak, or like a thought process behind it. So I've got a couple of boxes, a couple of new bits of gear that we could talk about and I don't, whatever you want to dive into that, just let me know. But that was kind of my thought process there, and then we can kind of see one in action, see what you can do with it, type of thing.
Well, and I mean, we're going, we are the Cloud Foundry Weekly Show, but
Mm-hmm.
man, we are giving people a master class through you on how to run a data center, all the things that it entails.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The equipment that you're going to buy. I was a little, I started laughing when you told me all the things that you bought for this episode. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I do want to confess, we had some power outages last night, and I discovered one of my hosts did not survive the cutover to my generator. I might have a UPS problem somewhere, but I want to apologize for everyone using Coon Web Services last night. If we had a brief interruption, we did have a temporary outage when a storm rolled through. So, yeah, I need to do a deep root cause analysis of why I lost a said power device. Shouldn't have happened. It was only a brief momentary blip, so to speak. But yeah, I definitely had a host reboot last night, and that was not supposed to happen. So my uptime score got a ding. So I lost a 9 in reliability or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, but you're also looking, hey, everybody that uses Coon Data Center, man, this is best effort. He does everything he can. You want 5 nines? Start paying.
Hey, I don't know. Maybe I'm in a 9. Maybe I'm an 8. I want to say I'm at least 1 9. I don't know. But anyway, we can cover that. We can do a year-end review of my how many 9s of availability that we have here. So I might have to build another building.
Tracking your metrics.
Yeah, exactly. Then I'll need some business unit to charge back to. I don't know. Let's see.
Now here's the real question: are you popular enough that when the Coon Data Center went down, it showed up on isitdown.com, right?
I have not achieved that status. Maybe one day.
Life goals, man.
Yeah.
2026. That's where it's at. We're gonna get you on. People wondering if you're on. Is it down?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. But I guess. However, GCP not too long ago had an outage, a significant outage, and many things on the internet went down. Coon Labs stayed online, and people noticed too. So people using said services were like, well, Coon Labs is still up. So there's debate whether it was like Cloudflare or not Cloudflare. I do use Cloudflare as some entry point situation. Everything was working there, so we did. Maybe we're more 9s than GCP. I don't know, but
there you go. You're better than GCP. Shots fired.
Yeah,
bring it, Google.
Yes. But I guess with that said, maybe we can bring on our first friend, and the friend is an actual device in my hand, if that works.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So we can highlight here if I can get this on screen. A lot of the Minisforum MS-A2.
Whoops. I was trying to blow you up. My apologies.
All right. Well, maybe. Anyway, so yes, this is a nice little box. I bought 6 of these, so I'll put that down. I'm going to open it. But a lot of the homelab folks have been talking about it. They started shipping them, I think like early this month, getting in. So it's just kind of hot off the presses. I see a lot of people doing blogs and things, especially with VCF9. They're building out new labs. I know like William Lamb's working on a write up, and there's a few other folks I've seen already do some write ups and articles on them. But they are great little machines, especially if you're in like the I want to build a home lab / little like virtualization space scene. Obviously, vSphere, VCF, ES69, 8, whatever you're into, that's great. But also, like if you just need like a home server to run whatever, that could be an option as well. So, what's neat or what's awesome about these is that they ship with a Ryzen 9. Like, let me look at the specs here because I haven't memorized the ID here.
Are we going to become an unboxing show?
Well, I don't know. I don't have the official like camera down, but yeah, well, maybe today. It's not anywhere near it should be. Production wise. Sorry, as I rip up this plastic here. So yeah. Anyway, ooh, looks kind of crazy on the. It's real shiny. 16 cores of the 9950 HX. So it's kind of like I think it's like a slightly powered down version of the 9950X Ryzen GPU. Oh, this comes off. This is just like a nice little cover, whatever.
Nice picture.
Yeah. Here's the back, but we can actually show it here in a bit. So I don't really do that anymore. So we'll throw that off to the side. And then so I'm kind of doing this here. So we'll do this. Let's see here.
Here's what I'm going to be curious about. Every time you see pictures of things, like, a menu, it never looks the same as it does in person. But this is
Oh,
hardware. I'm expecting
yeah.
it's going to look exactly like it does in the picture.
It looks pretty solid. So it looks pretty legit. So it comes nicely wrapped in a piece of plastic. I should have. Well, I could probably recover that. We could do a live comparison as I dig down from my floor here, and then well, we'll tie Cloud Foundry in here somehow. I promise.
Yep.
I'm digging here through the adapters. I don't really need all of this, but because I built one this morning and I wanted to unbox the other one here to kind of show everything.
Well, it just adds to your box of cables, because every nerd has that huge moving box of cables that we don't want to get rid of. That our wives and significant others always make fun of us until they need a cable, and we say, "Hey, we've got that in a box."
I mean, I would like to say I just have one box of cables. I might have a few shelves or / half a basement full of cables now at this point, but yeah. So anyway, okay, we'll unbox this thing. It's out of the box. Let me take out the plastic, and we can do see if the pictures and the physical unit match. But this thing is pretty awesome. And then we'll get into like how I'm going to use it, or how I've already deployed one. And there's a special little treat too from the remote management perspective. Okay, so this is out of the box. I don't know how many liters this is. It's tiny. Here's my hand for reference. I mean, now it makes my hand look fat, but whatever. It can hold up to 128 gigs of DDR5, like SODIMM laptop memory. Crucial makes a kit that is pretty popular. I need to get more of those kits. Those kits are actually pretty high in demand. So I picked one up at my local micro center. And I might have to pick a couple more up on there as well. So, but yeah,
It looks a lot like one of those Lenovo Mini, tinies.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like a little bit of a Nook style, a little maybe slightly bigger. But yeah, we're definitely the PC form factor format type fans. Yeah, shout out to Keith. Hey, how's it going? Keith, you might be really interested in this. I will be getting specs of the race, so I want to run a full deployment. I haven't done that yet because I added it. We'll talk about where I added my first one here, but yeah, we'll need to get a full timing wise to see. I think I might be able to beat Deshaun now in deployment speed. So yeah, because these are pretty fast. So
and I hope Deshaun's listening.
Yeah, well, yeah,
he just ordered 1,500 new pies.
Yeah, well, whatever. That's a lot of pies. So yeah, it comes with a power brick cable. This should also help me save power. Maybe, I don't know. That would assume that I decommission my old gear, which probably won't happen. So I just add more. So sure, I'm saving power by spending more power. So that, typical DC power brick, and it comes with some stuff to do. Like if you want, you can actually put a full U.2 form factor NVMe drive versus the M.2. It's got a little adapter in here if you want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to do that now. Maybe later. I'm trying to, fight for real estate on my desk in between all my streaming setup here. And then you can put up to 3 full M.2 drives, or 2 M.2 and 1 U.2 with the adapter, 128 gigs of RAM. And what's really cool is it has a full PCIe Express slot in here, X16. I don't know if it's a full, if it's like an X8 or X16, but it's the full like X16 actual length. And I do have plans to start putting some GPUs in here as well. I have the Ada A4000 SFF format. It's like the NVIDIA's the smallest, most powerful compact card. But I plan to put a couple of those in these, and we'll be really cooking the fire here once I get those custom adapter heat sinks for them. But you could probably fit an NVIDIA T4 in here too. I have some of those. I'll probably try that as well. And that will get in the whole vGPU business as well. So
now, are these customizable when you order them, or do they just come as a single box and then you modify them?
So these are the bare bone kits. You can get them with like, I don't know, some set of RAM and a drive in it, but it comes with a full processor and everything. So all you really got to do is add in some laptop memory essentially, or some NVMe drives, or if you have a very small form factor card, whether that be like a GPU or some additional, like I guess it could be an additional networking card or some kind of storage device as well. So and also to connectivity, shipping with dual X710 NICs with the SFP plus, so that's 10 gig SFP plus, which is
Nice.
the you can do the direct attach cables or direct fiber to it, which is great because that seems like to be a very cost conscious thing these days, and it comes with a dual 2.5 gigabit ether, normal RJ45 style Ethernet as well. One of those is Intel, one of those is Realtek. So you essentially, when you load ESXi, you get 3 mapped NICs already ready to go, 2 of which are the XL710. So again, great for home lab, high performance type of stuff. So this thing is great. I just can't wait to get a cluster with them. And what's really going to be interesting, I haven't gotten my hands yet on VCF9, but they did GA the persistent memory tiering in that as well. So I'm going to have a drive dedicated for my memory tiering where I can expand, that 128 gig RAM and into literally NVMe device, which allows me to, potentially, I think I could probably get like registered, another 120 gigs, like 256 gigs of like memory in this thing too, which is very interesting as well. So with that said, it would be very much similar to like what my current footprint of like an HP Z440 is, but much newer, faster, and probably a tenth of the power. So we'll see. A lot of testing here to do, but this is kind of, I'm playing with these now. I got a lot of these coming in, or I got six to figure out. Interested to see what we can do with it.
So
And
what
then,
was your real calling behind getting this? When we look at like Deshaun's a Pi guy, I like the Turings, modular, small
yeah.
form factor. You're going a little bit bigger. Is this just mostly for performance?
Well, yeah, it's. I mean, I do run a lot of gear, and some of this too is performance. Where like, if you talk about licensing, so you have like VMware licensing, you have potentially Microsoft licensing. A lot of these like like licensed type of software like is per core, right? And like
Hmm.
typically it's like I think this is kind of like across VMware or Microsoft or whatever. You're looking at like a 16 core minimum per CPU type of thing. So if you're running, that's why you want to get for something at least that has 16 cores, because otherwise you're kind of wasting some of your license there. So
Right.
that's why this box come into play. It's also like brand new, like current generation, like Ryzen, so it should be super fast. I think it like turbos in the 5 gigahertz range, so like
Nice.
super fast, and it's got DDR5. So um, yeah, you could probably get something similar with maybe if you wanted to go crazy and buy like an Epic, but those are not cheap. Let's just
Right.
say if you want to get like a current generation Epic, yeah, like if you're working, buying new, like buying hardware for real at a company, yeah, you can get better gear, obviously. But this is the form factor of what you can fit in this thing too. Amazing. And I think list like they're all sold out right now, but it was like $800 something a unit list. So that capacity and that form factor and that price,
Hmm.
pretty solid deal. So
Man, I wish we had the buttons. I'd do a Tim the Tool Monte more power.
yeah, more more power.
Yeah.
Oh, blast from the past. And then one more thing to add while we before we get into it, uh, a lot of people are like, oh, how do I do remote management? And that's just been something that like maybe you can get like a multi KVM and like do that stuff, but the full integrated lights out experience, that's something that typically only get on a server, like enterprise server, like your Dell iDRAC, your
Hmm.
HP ILO, your Supermicro BMC, whatever. And there have always been kind of, I would say, not a great experience. Like,
No.
it's like there's like for a while before they even supported HTML5 formats, you had to like have some like you had to have you had to have a dedicated virtual machine to each class of device with that like archaic version of Java that only worked with that version of the ILO or whatever. So yeah, if you all have been out there, you know what I'm talking about. But this is a Kickstarter that I signed up for last year. I got them earlier this year. I don't know. They significantly exceeded their goals, and
100x. Yeah.
100x their goals. They
Yep.
they have delivered. So I've got mine. I know other folks who've gotten theirs as well. But yeah, it's this JetKVM situation here. And this is basically a thing that you can attach to really any device, and it says you can control your computer remotely. But it's essentially like KVM device. But it's great if you have a bunch of devices like in your home lab, and you want to like remote manage it. Like, I need to like power cycle this box, or I want to, I need to get on the console. Like, did I fat finger an IP address and it went offline, or I don't know. It just.
I'm excited about this, and looking at their Kickstarter, right? They pledged 50,000, they've raised 5.5, so they're shipping these things out. And going back to like iDRAC, hey man, Dell, you've saved me a lot of time and heartache with iDRAC, but I'm gonna go with Nick on this one. It wasn't always the best experience.
Yeah.
And really kind of made you want to put your fist through a wall. So I'm looking forward to seeing this one, Nick.
Yeah, and I guess the tagline is it's the next generation open source IPKVM, and it is actually open source. Like you can go get the like code, and like there's like I haven't looked at it, but like like the code that runs this thing is on the GitHubs, so to speak. And this is kind of what it looks like.
It's where it's at,
powered on, so you get your like IP address or whatever. But so I have something. I got a shipment of these as well, because I was I have a lot of like old HP workstations that don't have any remote management. And if one goes out, I'm just kind of screwed. I'm like, hey, especially if I'm like traveling, and I need to go downstairs, look for box 5, and yank the power cord or something. Like, and they're like, what? Well, like, yeah, that type of thing.
So explain it out a little bit. Is it a 1-to-many? Is it a 1-to-1?
So it's a 1-to-1 situation, right? So 1-to-1. I don't know. Maybe you could do hook this up to like a KVM switch and then do that. I don't know. But it's right now it's a 1-to-1. Here's what the device looks like. It looks fantastic. It almost looks like an Apple. Like, here's my Apple Watch, right? Like, where am I on screen?
Like, you're the right.
It's about the size of an Apple Watch. It kind of looks like an Apple Watch. Now it's not powered on, and then you have a couple of ports here in the back. So again, pretty slick. I think they're still only $69 a piece, which is great, because other similar solutions, there's like nothing in that price category. Like, you can buy some virtual KVM stuff, but it could be pretty pricey per node or per device. And then you might have
can't remember. It looks like those things you plug into your car to do things to your car.
Oh, like a car reader or something? Yeah. Yeah. And then from a simplicity perspective, now I haven't tried this on all my boxes, but it does ship here. I guess I don't need this anymore. So I'll just, I'm getting into the business of I'm not keeping all the boxes. So sorry. Like, great box.
By the way, I think it's
great packaging
when you do the throw, right? I don't need this. Yeah. There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah. Maybe we'll make a short out of me throwing boxes away. But we got the 3 cables it ships with here. One is so essentially here it says USB-C. It goes in the back here. It will do. You want to hook it up to a USB-C power connection. Especially, I think you don't have to if you have a machine that provides like ambient power, like when it's powered off through its USB-C ports. But you probably want to power it via USB-C power, and then it's got a data line which just goes from USB-C here. I'll fully undo the twisty ties here. Let's see here.
All the advancements in technology, and we're still using twisty ties.
I mean, it's you can't. How can you make it any better? That's perfect. I don't know.
It ain't broke, but man,
yeah.
At any point in time, you can walk through my house and find twisty ties on the ground somewhere.
All right, and then so I'm doing the full. I'm going to attach them. Okay, so all right, so I've got my USB-C connector to one line goes to data, so just go into the actual unit to the like USB keyboard stuff, and then one line will go to external power, and then it comes with a micro HDMI input there. So it's micro HDMI on this box, on this little device here. So I can plug it in, and then we'll take the Minisforum A2. And I'm teaching people how to plug in cables today on the show.
You'd be surprised, Nick.
Yeah. Hey, we've turned into base level IT support. All right. So like all you got to do here, I'm going into that HDMI and USB port here. Boom. And now we've turned the Minisforum A2 into like a remotely managed server. There is an option to do a DC cable extension as well if you wanted to like power cycle it out of band. I have a couple of those adapters. I haven't played with them yet. I'll let you know. But it was like a $10 add-on to do that. So it's like to get full, like even if this thing's out to lunch completely, you want to power cycle it, pretty sweet. And then you just kind of just plug them in, and it's just ready to go. Now, one thing I did notice, it didn't when it was coming up. I started using it immediately. It was starting to update itself, so I don't know if it pulled an update. But the version that I was running earlier this morning did not have the option to do static IP addresses, so that was kind of a little bit of a bummer. But hey, you could always just pin a HTTP address to a device via MAC address or something. But anyway, that's kind of where we're at. So those are the two friends that devices that I think we're gonna kind of really improve the Coon Labs hosting situation. Anyway,
so when you get all this wired up, you're going to take pictures, because I want to see how you manage cables on the back of your X with all this stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, I get talk about rack mounts, right? Like, do I get like some kind of a special enclosure to hold a bunch of them? I haven't thought about that, but we'll get there. Right now, it's a spaghetti mess, right? So I don't want to show anybody, but I just kind of threw it up on a shelf and plugged everything in and ran away, and like it's working. Yeah. Anyway,
what did Miss Coon say when the Amazon truck backed up to the UPS truck backed up to the loading dock of Coon Data Center?
Oh, I wish I had a loading dock. Let me just another package, right? just another day that ends in Y. But yeah, so.
All right, so you've already deployed one of these. What'd you do with it?
Yeah. So let's show and tell here. So this is a different style format of our normal show. So like, if you like it, let us know. If you don't, sorry. But let's do a little show and tell. Let me get my screen going here. I have some windows to manage. Let's see here. Screen share. Entire screen.
And while he's doing this, I don't know if anybody noticed, he was holding up. Good reflection from the background on the. So is that almost like a glossy, or was that just a glossy cover on the coating on the case, or was that just the green screen?
So the box had a very glossy plastic seal situation. Are you talking about the KVM?
No, I'm talking about when you held up the machine. We were getting your background on the back of it, and I was just wondering. My curiosity.
It is pretty shiny. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's probably because of my lights. Now this yeah, I don't know, but yeah, probably just the green screen effect picking up. But yeah, it's a matte finish if you're interested in that. But yeah, okay. All right, so I have a foundation here. You may see some new release numbers in here. We did release some software this week, but we're going to talk about it next week. So we'll just get with that. And lo and behold, let's go into my vCenter.
Sneak peek, everybody listening.
Yeah. If you're paying attention here, right. You'll pay attention next week.
Dropping some Easter eggs.
Yes. Right. So let's see here. I didn't have time to get I didn't have the VCF9 bits yet downloaded. So I just went with my trusty ESXi8 USB stick to install this thing on. So here's my one of my main HP clusters, but I made a new cluster here. I called it MS-A2, and I rolled this host in as just a generic host. And we see here it's the AMD Ryzen 9 9950HX, and we got I don't know, like close to 128 gig capacity. It's always doing some rounding there for like system space and stuff. And then I actually put three M.2 drives in here, a 1 tera for boot, which I probably could have been lots smaller, and then I got a 2 tera that I was gonna maybe use for persistent memory. I don't know. I went to Micro Center, I bought some stuff, and I got out of there, and I have a 4 tera too that I was gonna use for like a vSAN disk. So right now I've just mapped the two of the drives. So I've got a boot drive, and then I've got a drive.
Did you say you're using 1 terabyte for boot?
Yeah, it's a bit of a much. I know. I'll probably take it out and put it in a PC, but
okay.
I don't know. Right. And if anyone's watching, if you can, like, with the persistent memory drive, can you combine the boot drive and I don't think that's probably recommended, but yeah. So
I don't know. You may get some hate in the comments for wasting space there.
I don't know. I don't know what the best practice is yet, but I was just trying to make do with what I have. So I got some storage there. And what did I do is I actually added this as a new availability zone in one of my foundations, right? Because I thought about trying to like do the full boot on there, but I was like, I'm kind of cutting it on time here, and I kind of wanted to do a comparison of like old to new of just when we're just talking CPU inference and things. So we'll see if this works out.
Okay.
So I rolled this in as a new in my trusty ops van as a new availability zone. Right, we get availability zones. Sorry, and then I called it MS-A2 AZ1, and then just just so that Bosch can deploy to it. And then I went into advanced mode. If you have never done that before, so I could edit this existing deployment and plumb that new AZ in, and then added that as a new availability zone within my GenAI and Tanzu platform tile. And I went into added a new model here. So what I really wanted to do too. So the 10.2 version of GenAI on Tanzu platforms out. It came with a couple episodes ago. I did some hacking to get this latest Qwen 3 model, the 30 billion 3 billion active parameters in there. That's all fully supported now. So I deployed 2 copies of that. One is on my old boxes, the HP Z440 boxes, and now one is on my new MS-A2 box. So I have two copies of the same model. Curious to see what the performance is like, differences or not, or maybe it's not noticeable because it's a smaller model. Who knows? But that was my bam. That's what we're gonna do today. Method for the show. So.
And by the way, for everybody listening, if you haven't heard of advanced mode, don't go into production and start playing with it.
Yes,
know what you're doing when you get into advanced mode.
Yeah.
You don't want to go into that all willy nilly.
Yeah,
or else you will get yelled at by your manager.
That's a good pro tip. That was just more of a. It's handy if you need to add an availability zone. Right.
It can be life saving.
Yes.
But know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Make sure you understand it. Practice it first.
Yes. Maybe get in touch with your Broadcom support folks as well before you do said thing. But hey, I'm not running terribly important production, so if I break it, I have to fix it. So that's where I'm at. CS API. Sorry, I'm trying to check out a password here. So I'm very curious if this is going to work without me redeploying a few things. All right, so let's zoom in here. All right, so I'm in Apps Manager. I'm going to go to my sample page, my sample org space, and I have this web UI that I deployed. Let's go into route. Let's see. Open web UI. Are we still running? Oh, did I redeploy? Okay, I've got to remake the name here. So while we're doing that, let's just stop it because I'm going to rebind a few things. So we have this. Let's go to new service. I'm going to go ahead and add that new model, that MS-A2 version of this model, so that when we boot this open web UI up again, it's ready to go. Click create, and then we can do like for like runs of the same questions and see if this does anything interesting here. And it may not be a great, because these are reasoning models, and reasoning is enabled to by default in this latest release because of the Olama version. So you'll still see the thinking here, but I wonder if the thinking will be dramatically improved. So we'll get timing out of that and responsing and things.
How are you enjoying the new Qwen model?
I mean, these Qwen models, these are great. So very nice. The mixture of the mixture of expert models. So we have the 30 billion with 3 active parameters, 3 billion active parameters. That's just, it can run on a lot of things. It runs pretty well on even old CPUs. We're about to find out for the first time how it runs on MS-A2, at least for me. Maybe someone else is running it on one of those. I would really like to try the 235 billion parameter model with only like 22 billion active parameter. So that's would be really interesting. That would probably, we want some dedicated GPUs for that for sure, because that's a lot for really any CPU model. So like that, I like DeepSeek actually just did a release not too long ago, or like an update. Haven't played around with that yet. Um, Mistral has dropped some new stuff, like DevStroll and like Magistral. So I want to get back to testing out the vibe coding scene. I've done a lot of that before on the continue.dev stuff, but a lot of these newer local models have really picked up the tooling and functioning and MCP support. So
Mhm.
basically, there's so many models coming out that I can't even validate and test them fast enough. So you
I'd
know,
be interested in the vibe coding. That's still the big debate that's going on, and a little self
hmm
promotion. I just put out a blog today. There was a big post, viral post that went out on LinkedIn about somebody comparing vibe coding to vibe carpentry, and it showed this gift of this house blowing down.
hmm
And so I got a little defensive on that one, and I wrote a blog about it, kind of broke it down, and how what they said kind of makes sense, right? They actually kind of proved the opposite point of taking vibe coding and democratizing development, moving it into the development sphere. So coder.com/blog. Y'all can go check that out if you want to. Would love to get your comments. Reach out to me on LinkedIn and tell me, do you agree? Do you disagree?
yeah.
Shameless self promotion, Nick.
And that is okay. That is fine. And we need to do an episode where we you tell us like a coder focused episode.
Absolutely. We'll jump into it. We're doing
Yeah.
we're doing a lot with AI as well. So jump in there. We can show you what that looks like, what this citizen developer looks like.
hmm
Um,
hmm
and it's fun to watch. I mean, we've talked about AI for a lot on this show, but it's fun to watch how people are starting to see this big middle ground in this debate and where this can actually be helpful. And it's all about, expectations and what you're wanting to do with it.
hmm hmm
By the way, you've got a new version.
Yes. Oh yeah. I'm not updating yet. I don't want to repush that app. Like, and like, we've done a couple episodes just dedicated to Open Web UI. You guys rock. Um,
Well, that goes into the same point we've been making, man. This space is changing so
mhm.
fast, even Nick Kuhn can't keep up with it.
All right. Let's see. Tell me a joke. This is a good one for this. All right, so we're doing the old version, and let's hopefully these models are still working, because I haven't. Yeah, thinking. So yeah, so tell me a joke. This is the Quen 30B on HP Z440. It's not even like fully like it's a small VM, like eight cores, right? So it's thinking, and I like it's reasoning. So we can even. So it thought for 30 seconds. All right, and it tell me a joke. It says, why don't scientists trust atoms? They make up everything. I mean, if you want another, and we can see, you know, these reasoning models here. Oh, I don't even know what it's talking about here, right? Um, it's thinking about what to tell me a joke about. All right, so now we can start a new chat, and then we'll do the new model, the MS-A2 version of it. Tell me a joke. We'll see. We'll see if it's better, faster, not faster, whatever, and go from there.
All
If you
right,
want
MS
to,
13 seconds is what you got to beat. 8
8 seconds.
seconds.
All right.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah. So what is that? A 5 second drop? Now this is not like
Yep.
a performance or whatever situation, but all right. Now let's see. Let's just do write me a story.
Pirate Cat.
Oh, though, yeah. What was our little our pirate cat? The was it Captain Whisker Paws or something?
Yeah, Captain
Uh,
Whisker Paws. Good
or
Lord.
Mister. Yeah, about Captain Whisker Paws, the leader of the Cloud Foundry pirates. I don't know.
There you go. By the way, you inspire me. A lot of my demos that I do are about Captain Whisker Paws now.
Oh well, this is thank you. We need to get like
Yeah.
some kind of we need to get an AI to make Captain Whisker Paws art, and yeah, go from there. All right.
I had AI build me a whole website for
For Captain Whisker Paws?
yeah. Took
Okay,
about
well,
took about 5 minutes, built this really nice website. Never touched code at all.
this is awesome. Now, can
Yeah.
we deploy it on Cloud Foundry?
I don't know why we couldn't. I mean, it
All right.
created the full code, so
Yeah.
maybe that's something I need to do. I'll throw Cloud Foundry. I need to get new Cloud Foundry up on my Turing Pi, but I'll let
Mm-hmm.
AI encoder build the
Mm-hmm.
website, and then once
Mm-hmm.
I get the website, I'll deploy that from my coder instance to over to Cloud Foundry.
Yeah. Well, now this is maybe a real stop for 21 seconds. It's typing away on the new one. We're still thinking here on the old version. So,
It is our
uh,
goal to make Captain Whisker Paws famous,
yeah, yeah, oh yeah. So what is that? 25. Oh boy, 21. So like another 4 seconds. So I mean, again, uh, not maybe we could do some token, get into advanced mode and measure tokens per second and thing. But I was just trying to get like the vibe of how this feels, and both are performing decently. Let's just say, but there's definitely some measure of performance on the newer variant here, and
well, even
maybe
just subjectively looking. I mean, just the output's coming out quicker,
yeah, oh yeah, because it's tokens per second. It's faster, so then
right?
like the faster it is, that faster that text is going to go. And
Yep.
I probably should have not done a reasoning model for this test because like the reasoning is just like not it kind of slows it all down. I could probably maybe try to do a slash no think or something, but I really do like this Quinn model here, and that's kind of like again either like even if you have like this HP Z440 is like a I don't know like a 10-year-old CPU server class versus we have like top of the line, kind of it's a hybrid of like it's not quite a mobile processor, it's like the full-fledged but like powered down version of it to fit in this small form factor desktop CPU.
Right.
So like definitely performing better, and kind of just wanted to really illustrate here is that I think we're going to continue to see more and more as inference becomes, let's just say, I don't know, democratized, but like I don't know, like there'll still be a need for all these GPUs and all these high end, ASICs and things. But I think in the application space, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for kind of streamlined and like purpose built smaller models, or maybe a collection of them that work together. And those could be, they could obviously run on a CPU style format type of thing,
Yep.
especially as the mixture of experts kind of thing comes around as well. So, oh, now it's asking me follow up questions. Do you want to talk about? I don't know. Oh, the Pirates directed the Cloud Forge destruction. I don't know. Now it's just making up stuff. So, anyway, let's see what else were we at here. We're a little bit of a closer to time. Anything else we can measure here? I guess we could look at performance on the node. Oh yeah. So yeah, we're seeing this spike up and down. You know, definitely hitting CPU usage and stuff. So that's all good. But yeah, I guess I'm trying to think here. That was my highlight here. I don't have anything more scientific to run. Otherwise, we could get to like try to enable verbose mode on the llama and do things like that. But
Right.
is there anything else you want to see or what we can do around, or any thoughts that we could show?
Well, I don't. I'm trying to bring up the Captain Whisker Paws. Maybe we can show that at the very end to show the website that AI created. But I think subjectively speaking, we did see some performance, but I think
Mm-hmm.
you'd have to jump into this a lot more to really kind of measure it out.
Mm-hmm.
We could do our unofficial cell phone timer thing on stuff, but again, I don't think that's the best model to do that on.
Yeah. Uh, we could try another. Well, I'm not gonna have time to redeploy a new model here, but either
But what are
way,
you thinking? What is your use case around this? Right? What are you thinking with these machines? Is this you're trying to get more performance out of your Cloud Foundry environments? You're trying to bring in the ability to do more AI within Coon Labs? What are you trying to do?
um, yeah. So it's really about like what we can do with these agentic apps, right? And like let's I forgot we got Corby's app, so we can go to that. So I'm gonna go this AI tool chat around. Let's see what services I have on here. We're gonna. So I already have a Quinn model on here, but I'm gonna go. We'll see. We'll see how Corby's app handles the reasoning models.
Okay.
I had never used the reasoning model here before. Before I was using the older Quinn 2.5, which is also a great model. But let's go to unbind, and then we're gonna go news. Actually, it's existing, so we can just bind to that existing. We'll bind to this and see how it does that. I think too, like we can see like through Open Web UI, like these smaller SLMs can do chat pretty well. You can pass a few documents, you can do some RAG style thing. But I think the biggest test really we've seen is the ability to like do functions and tools, and that's really across the board with the whole local LLM scene. But typically, or unfortunately, as you went to these smaller models, their ability to do tools efficiently was not so good. But Quinn is kind of the caveat there where it actually do pretty well here. So let's see how this latest model performs. We talk to tools. We got we have a Bitcoin and time MCP server on here, so we should be able to talk to Corby's app appropriately. And we'll just double check here. Let's see. I've got my chat model loaded. I've already got I've got a vector store and everything. Agents, my agents. Okay, so we're just like, hello, how are you? And I wonder how the thinking output's going to be, or may just ignore the thinking output or put it back in this response.
Are you still sharing your screen?
Oh, I apologize. I didn't mean to unshare my screen. I think I accidentally locked my screen. All right. There we go.
There we go. That's better.
Yeah. All right. One more test too. So it actually came back pretty quickly here, but you can see in its thought. So that like this top manner is like the thinking block, and this is like this is the actual response. So maybe what tools are available? If I can spell. And I think definitely when it disable, I think it's like /no_think is the flag. You could probably try to do that next message. All right. So yeah, we're getting this huge thinking block here. Here's all my tools, and I can get the current price in Bitcoin. So what is the current USD? It's going to come back, and then we'll try to do a no think as well and see if that takes that out. It should be faster. But again, the fact that these it can process these and see it, and I don't know what the current price of Bitcoin is. Let's see here. I think it's around like 104,000 ish. Something. It's something that fluctuates significantly. All right. Yeah, so like here is like this whole chain of thought it's thinking through. Again, something like we don't really necessarily, maybe we don't want to see what's going on there. But and then it's like, here's the current price. Let me know. But yeah, sure.
That is so depressing.
Oh, what the internal
price.
dialogue? Oh yeah,
no, the pricing.
yeah.
I mean, I remember back when Bitcoin came out. No, man, I don't want to
Yep.
play with that. I want something I can touch. And now it's, if
Mhm.
I'd have bought like 5, I'd be retired right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everybody has that that sentiment of, man, if only I ... didn't. Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't even
And
faze me anymore. It's just sadness.
well, it's
Yeah.
it's very analogous to the whole AI debate right now. A lot of
Mhm.
people are kind of crushing on it. Don't let it be the next Bitcoin for you.
Mhm.
Don't
Mhm.
don't operate from a place of fear. Jump into it because you're going to want to.
Mhm. Mhm. See, now it told me in euro. I don't know what that conversion is. That feels about right. But let me double check it on the Google here. I'm just googling this on the side. 90,000, 91,000, 94, I think. And some of this too is relative, as like I don't think there's any one common like exchange. Like it's just kind of like, yeah, one of these is coming back 90,400, 91,259. So yeah, there's one that's 91,257. So I think it's working out pretty well here. So again, usually these CPU models really struggle with these just interaction with this, and it's coming back pretty clean. I think it's slash. No, I think you could do this in the actual model config. What is the coin in? Oh no, what is the current time? Let's see, what is the current time? I don't know if that's gonna work, but
Right.
we were playing around with that earlier. Like there's a way to disable reasoning, but and I may have just broken it with that command, but we'll see. Okay. All right, so 1755. Okay, so it is June 19th, 2025. What is the UTC time conversion? UTC to we're both on Eastern today. UTC to Eastern. I don't know. So 1 p.m. would be 5:56. Is that 17? I think that's right. Right? Is that?
What is it?
UTC in it's around like 5 p.m. and it's 1:56 p.m. Eastern time. It's EST versus EDS.
So what is it like? It's going to be like 5:56 UTC time. Yep.
What is the time in? I guess it's Eastern Daylight Time, right? Because it's the daylight savings, not versus EST. We'll see. We'll see if it's smart enough to figure this out.
Yep.
But yeah, this is kind of my barometer of models now. Like, can it do tools and functions and do that accurately? Because a lot of them can do chat and RAG type of stuff, but this is like the new barometer of can it do MCP agent stuff, right? And it's thinking that type of thing. So yeah, we're considering that it's a relatively small CPU VM. It's thinking I should probably add the no-think in that Olama config, because again, I think it's spinning its wheels necessarily. So 1:57. Yes, it is 1:57 p.m. on June 19th. So this is by far like the closest response I've ever gotten, because like my watch says 1:57 right now. So pretty cool that you can do this type of stuff on a basically 8-core VM running on a commercial commodity grade type of thing. So again, models are getting better and better. We're starting to see, I think, we could get some really interesting things going here, so to speak. But yeah, that we've completed my test. I was able to unbox everything, and we were able to use the stack so that I already unboxed earlier. We got everything going. Oh, and then shout out to Keith. Asked the model. We were trying to do the math ourselves, and the model's smarter than us. So us trying to convert time zones when we have a AI that can just do it for us. So thank you, Keith, for reminding us to use the tools that we have available.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. So cool. I would love to get some of these into a cluster and see where it can go on some of the latest stack here. But so far so good. Performing quite well. And
is this gonna is all your MS2s, when you get those all installed and up, is that going to become the new publicly available Coon CF deployment?
I mean, it's definitely going to be availability zone for sure. I'm thinking like I originally, it's like this is going to be my new mobile lab too, like a conference situation. So there is a gentleman who is making custom heat sinks for some of these small form factor cards I was talking about before. So I'd really love to get a GPU in this thing too. And like that format is like, what I had before was portable enough, but it was still kind of a pain to carry. Like I put it in my backpack and walked around it with Barcelona for like a couple of miles, and that was doable is not recommended. So having these two little devices together, because then I don't need to worry about bringing a keyboard and a mouse and like a tiny portable like LCD screen, uh, to like in case I need to like manage the device.
Right.
On basically, I think next the only thing I would need too is like some type of small little network device. And yeah, yes, it probably can run VCF, Keith, with persistent memory tiering, based on William Lamb's experiments so far. So
We
uh,
need to talk. I think we could build you out something in a Pelican case
yeah,
that
that
has
was
networking,
my vibe.
everything in there,
Uh
one
huh.
thing that you check in. Um,
Hmm.
we just got for us, we've got a portable network that we bought from Peplink from West Networks. Um, 5G bridged, you can put in Wi-Fi, you can plug in a
Hmm.
network, everything's in a
Hmm.
Pelican case. You could do the same thing with this. This is something, man, I wish I lived closer to you because this is something I would want to take on.
Yeah. Well, then
Here's my data center in a box.
yeah. Well, I think yeah. And do you want or do you try to cluster them just because why not? And
Yep.
then the battery pack situation too these days is like you could probably get a you know pretty interest like one of these battery pack things that um uh kind of power it. So like I'm thinking too is like I do a lot of live presentations, and the biggest thing of the live presentation is the conference situation Wi-Fi, and for the
Hmm.
most part is okay enough to do live. Or worst case, I can tether off my phone and get to my environments. But it's also like, it would also be really cool to have like I just have this box and it can be already powered on, ready to go. Like I don't have to worry about it. I just have to get my whatever I'm presenting on to like its local network, and it can be fully local, and I don't have to worry about whatever
I think we could
conference
build something where you
situation
don't even
is.
have to do that, right?
Yeah.
Where inside of that, again, so this comes the difference. Do you want to use your MS2s? Do you want to use, something like a Turing
Hmm.
or Raspberry Pi where you just put the motherboard, mount it all into a case, everything you need. All you got to do is plug it in, hit a power button. You get your own network. You get your
Hmm.
own data center in a box. All your clusters there.
Hmm.
This is something we can build out.
Yeah. So yeah.
And that would be
Well.
so cool. Hey,
Yeah.
here's Cloud Foundry in a box. You want
Hmm.
to hey, think about this as edge foundations. Think about this doing something like the we talked about with Deshaun when we were talking
Hmm.
edge cases on this. Hey, here's a kit that you can take to an oil derrick or
Yeah.
somewhere out where the roughnecks can use it, right?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. Especially too, like you got. I mean, and I don't know if people are thinking about these for like edge like deployments, or they're like looking at something more hardened per se, like from a like hardware perspective. But even if you treat these things as disposable, I mean, list it's under $1,000. Maybe once you put everything in it, uh, $1,300-$1,500 US, if you depending on how much memory and storage you put in it, and then you pair it with something like this, you have a fully managed remote solution that's got a ton of power in it, right? Like you could
Yep.
power like back where I used to work, we had a lot of edge locations. We called them
Mhm.
stores, and this had more power than like two hosts had combined. If God forbid you have three of these in a site or four, you got some pretty like you got a little data center right there, right? You could run all kinds of things, right? So,
All right, I'm taking that on. I'm going to try to build
hmm.
in a small Pelican box. Here's a data center.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yep. Full
I,
development environment, full Cloud Foundry
hmm.
running with
Hmm.
network, power, everything you need,
And
all in a box.
we can get like a UTV vehicle, strap it to that, throw a Starlink on top of there, and your
Yeah.
pebbling stuff, and we could have a portable data center around the world with all
Now we're getting
nines.
extreme with the Starlink. You get the little Starlink mini, but
Yeah,
I'm saying, hey, if you can get cell service, we can provide you a data center.
yeah.
But I do like the Starlink idea.
All right, well, I
Wouldn't
think we
work
have
in
a
a
side
conference or in a building, but
channel show to work on as
yeah.
portable data centers. I don't know, but yeah,
Keith, we're signing you up.
yes,
What?
Paz in
Yep.
a
Paz in a
box. Yeah,
box.
yeah.
Absolutely. Paz in a
Not to
box. Full
and
development and Paz in a
yes,
box.
yes, and then we'll add that to the whole pizza box slide chart of what IaaS, CAS, PaaS, and SaaS is. A
Hmm.
small box, yes, yeah.
Yep.
So
That's awesome. Yeah.
yeah,
All right. I'm taking that on. I can't guarantee when I'm going to get it done, but I'm going to
hmm,
do it.
yeah. Well, I mean, and yeah, and then just again, really enjoying these Minisforum MS-A2s and the JetKVM. If you have a need for any kind of remote KVM and home lab situation, I assume they're still taking orders on Kickstarter. I placed mine last year. I couldn't recommend them enough. They are like very nice. And I didn't even show that. We ran out of time. I was going to show that interface. I put a couple of pictures on my Twitter this morning when I was installing this thing. It was just phenomenal. So
Yeah, you do that, and then you don't even have to include a keyboard in the pads in the box. You can use your
yeah,
laptop,
yeah,
connect to
because
it,
it's
and do
like
everything.
I know, and it's like, well, this is all I need to take, and I just need like a little like I know Unify has some smaller devices now too, because I had a Dream Machine too, but I was like, even that thing is bigger than this now, so I need even a smaller solution. So yeah, very interesting what we can get in this form factor, and get going from there. So
All right, I'm going to do it. Yep, I'm going to do it on Turing. I'm not going to do it with your MS2s. Already got a Turing,
mhm,
but I'm going to create that in a box. Have a desktop 3-node cluster, hotspot within the box. So all we got to do is power it on.
yes. And I guess, and Keith bought some of these JetKVM as well. Very well built. They are very well manufactured. They do have a little heft to them, so they feel a little heavy. They're heavier than they look. Let's just say, and I will say that the same about the Minisforum A2. It is a little heavier than it looks as well. So that is something too to keep in mind. But
Well, there's a lot of stuff in
yeah,
those boxes.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in this thing, and there's a lot. Like, it's dense. Like they are dense.
It is amazing how much we're just miniaturizing everything, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know, we've got more in our phones now than what we went to the moon with. Now we're building these servers, which used to take up huge amounts of space, and we're fitting them in something that'll fit in the palm of your hand.
Exactly. And last but not least, I meant to plug this earlier. We are starting a Slack community, or we just haven't really advertised it yet. So we wanted to, try to get some community going around this, behind the scenes and off air, while and that type of thing. So let me I will put it in chat. I don't know if there's a better way to distribute that, but we're opening up the sign up for our Slack. If you want to join it, hang out with us, talk to us. I'm sure we will get new channels and things of that nature. But just wanted to give that a quick plug. If I can find that sign up link here, and
We'll
then
make sure we'll put it in the show notes next week.
yes,
So once this goes live, it usually takes us about a day before things are able to be editable, but we'll make sure you get that to me, Nick. I'll put it in the show link.
yeah, and
Show
I'm putting
notes.
it in
Show
chat
link.
right now. Yeah, so you can join the Cloud Foundry Weekly Slack, hang out with us, message us, uh, and we'll put that on our socials too, because that's probably an easier way to consume it. But if you're interested in us, we're trying to get all the folks who watch us a place to collaborate and communicate with, and then we'll go from there.
In
But yeah,
fact, the first person that joins the Slack having to type in the GUID at the back without waiting for the show notes and a link they can just click on, send them some stickers.
oh yeah, oh no, yeah, that of course too. Yeah, yes, we have a lot of stickers, so we'll start our
Yep.
sticker distribution as well. So you can join the Slack and DM one of us your address, and we'll send you
Yep.
stickers. How about that?
That sounds good.
Yeah,
But
and
you got to do it before next week, before we put this in the show notes. We want y'all to do it the hard way. We don't want you doing it just a click. I want you
yes,
to type out that whole GUID at the back end.
exactly. And
Yep.
then last but not least, it is pillow time. You should like and subscribe on all of our channels and social media accounts. I'm gonna take a nap here. I don't know, but yeah. So don't forget to
Yep.
like and subscribe. We'd
And you've
love to
heard
see you in
what
the
we're
Slack.
doing. Leave some comments in
Mm-hmm.
this episode about what you think we should do with this data center in a box. It is going to get built out. Leave us some notes about good ideas, what we could do to make this
Mm-hmm.
easier. But that's the next thing. The next time Nick hits a conference, we want him to be able to take a Pelican case that's got a full CF in a box.
Yeah,
Has in a box.
and we'll hook that up to some robots, and Skynet happens. Anyway,
That's right.
yeah. But cool. Hopefully you like the format of the show, or if you didn't like it, join the Slack and let us know.
All
Whatever.
right.
But yeah, I guess any closing thoughts, Nikki? Do you have anywhere you're going next? If people want to come come hang out with you and see.
Hey, if you are in the Austin, Texas area, we are doing a coder meetup. We're going to be doing this in conjunction with Google. So
Mm, very cool.
Google's going to be hosting the Coder Meetup, but we're going to be giving a talk. I'm going to be giving a talk about exactly what we talk about a lot on the show, the right way to use AI and how AI assists in coding, how you can do modernization with AI. It's not a silver bullet. There's still work that got to go into it, but it
Hmm.
is really improving developer productivity and their output. So if you're in the Austin area, reach out to me. We'll get you the link. It's on meetup.com. I'll put that in the show notes as well, but that's going to be the 24th of next month.
Very
Or
cool.
I'm sorry, 24th of this month, so next week.
Ah, yes, yes, yeah. Very cool. Um, all right. So I guess without further ado, we'll probably close out for this week, and then next week, there's going to be some fanfare. Let's just say. So
That's right.
keep your eyes posted. I'll do. Well, we will launch our sign up links or our show before it airs that day. So we will try to air around the same time though. Although I might have to a conflict, but either way, we'll get a time slot. We'll get it out. We'll publish it, and then you'll see what it's about. But yeah, we'll be talking
Yep.
about some new Tanzu bits if you haven't picked up on that yet. So happy to talk all about that. So
And so much thanks to everybody for not being too rough on me for dropping the ball last week, not getting the show out while Nick was on vacation.
it's okay.
I owned it. It
We
was
had to
my
extend
fault.
it. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
lost time, lost
It's
track of
okay.
time.
It's okay. I think they'll be okay. But yes,
All righty.
without further ado, we'll all sign off. CF bye.
CF bye.